Oh, it's the Bear Movie Guy Top 7 Saturdays. Well, this week, the Bear Movie Guy looks at top 7 movies of the 80s. Yeah, let's get to it. Brought to you by the Bear Movie Guy. Hi, the Bear Movie Guy, and this week on Top 7 Saturdays, I'm looking at the top 7 movies of the 80s. Now, before anyone starts yelling, I'm cheating. I am definitely cheating. Because I'm doing the top 10, because I am. Deal with it. I'm giving you the 3 that would make my 10, but it's a top 7. And I'm also cheating more, but I'll get to that later. Alright, so first up, number 10. The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. This is possibly one of the greatest horror alien movies ever made. It's brilliant, it's smart, it's confusing because you're never sure who the aliens are, and it has Kurt Russell with facial hair. That alone makes it one of the best movies of the 80s. Plus it's got all this amazing special effects that just blows your mind. Even now, it still looks great. Number 9. Die Hard. The action movie of action movies as far as I'm concerned. This is Die Hard. Die Hard is awesome. Bruce Willis, it changed his complete career. Die Hard is one of those movies I can watch a million times and still find enjoyable. I am waiting to show it to my daughters because there's so much language in it, but when I finally get to, I'm going to be thrilled. Because then they're finally going to understand Yippee-ki-yay, mother... I'm not going to say it. I'm just... yeah. Bruce Willis was awesome. Alan Rickman was super awesome. And it just was an incredible action movie. Number 8. Field of Dreams. This speaks to the movie lover soul inside of me. That soul that looks at movies and thinks, movies are really important. Movies can be about things that transcend just fun, good times. They speak to your inner soul working areas of your... this in here, I think. Field of Dreams does that for me. Kevin Costner is amazing. The rest of the cast is great. But it's just this overall feeling of doing something that people think is crazy because you know it's supposed to be done. And then finding other people who come along with you on that journey. It's kind of like starting a YouTube channel. If you make them, people will watch. Still waiting on that one. Number 7. Back to the Future. Alright, Back to the Future. I'm including all the Back to the Future movies. Back to the Future. Totally fun, smart. Michael J. Fox was fantastic. Christopher Lloyd was amazing. And it just gave us so many iconic moments of the 80s. Check them out. Number 6. The Princess Bride. This is probably one of the most heavily quoted movies not written by Quentin Tarantino. It's a great story. The acting's phenomenal. Andre the Giant is in it. What more do you want than that? Anybody want a peanut? And everyone, literally everyone who's ever seen this knows my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Which my daughters, if I say hello to them, they immediately go, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And I go, I am your father. And they're like, yeah, I know, but I got it up before you. Seriously, they do. It's one of the greatest, funnest romantic films ever. Marriage. Number 5. Hoosiers. Probably the greatest sports movie ever. Definitely the best sports movie of the 80s. Hoosiers looks at a small basketball town and the fact that their small team of like 8 guys goes to the finals of the state. Gene Hackman is just flat out amazing. And all the guys could actually play basketball. It's uplifting and it's based on a true story. I don't know what more you want. But you know what's cooler than basketball? Aliens. Number 4. Aliens. Now, I'm including Alien in this, even though it's in late 70s, but Alien and Aliens, insanely awesome movies. They gave us the Xenomorph, they gave us Ripley, they gave us incredible lines and scary moments and terrifying visuals. No one can hear you scream in space. And they gave us one of the best female heroes possibly in the history of film.
Get away from her, you...
Number 3. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Da, 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 da. Yep. I know you're like, Ghostbusters? No, Ghostbusters is freaking amazing. Yes, it's a comedy, but it is so much more than just a comedy. It is Ivan Reitman, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and Ernie Hudson. This movie was smart, funny, had some of the greatest lines in movie history, and got me to dress up 3 years in a row to be a Ghostbuster for Halloween. You can tell I'm not German. Read that. Number 2. Da, 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 da. Yep. Indiana Jones. Okay, so Indiana Jones trilogy. I'm making it one thing. I don't care if you call this cheating. I'm doing it anyways. The Indiana Jones trilogy is the number 2 movies of the 80s as far as I'm concerned. They're all awesome films. They all work together perfectly, and they're just freaking great. You don't get much better than Indy for action and adventure. But there is one series that kind of went further. In a galaxy far, far away.
Number 1, Star Wars.
Alright, so I know again, the beginning of Star Wars started in the 70s, but I'm lumping it all together. The real Star Wars, 3 movies, Star Wars, you know. Star Wars is more than just films. It's a freaking generational icon. Star Wars changed the world. Literally. There's before Star Wars and after Star Wars, and it's just Star Wars changed everything. I'm not a fan of George Lucas because of all the stuff he's done, but I give him complete credit. He came up with something great to start. I wish he would have stopped after the 3rd one and never done anything else. But the man gave us Star Wars, and because of that, he always has a piece of my heart. Fortunately, he keeps on stomping all over it, but he has it. Star Wars is great at every level. The effects, the story, the acting. It gave us Harrison Ford as Han Solo, who later gave us Indiana Jones. You wouldn't have had that without this. It gave us TIE Fighters and Millennium Falcons. It gave us the Force. Hands down, Star Wars is the best movie of the 80s. The 3 of them, the real films, not the prequels. Don't even talk about them. So, wow, that was it. Yeah, it was hard. I gotta be honest, there's so many films that I left off this list that I was just like, that's the great one, and that's the great one, and well, that's really good. I don't know if it belongs on the list, but it's still really good. There's so many great movies from the 80s. I was born in the mid-70s, so I grew up in the 80s. And man, the 80s was a great decade to grow up in. There was so much fun stuff. Our cartoons kill your cartoons today. Way better. Saturday morning meant something back then. And movies took you to this magical place where the Force was. Not that they don't do awesome stuff today too. I love movies today too. This top 7 was suggested to me by my cousin, Chris Adams. Thanks, Chris. If you want us to suggest top 7, let me know in the comments or hit me up on Twitter. Thanks for watching. If you do the Tumblr and Twitter thing, I do updates and written reviews. I'll put links below. And until next time, stay bearded, everyone.
You haven't watched the Bear Movie Guy. Man, that was hard. The 80s was awesome. There was E.T., Blade Runner, The Right Stuff, Terminator, Chariots of Fire, The Shining. Oh, there's so many movies that I couldn't put in there that I wanted to put in there. It's incredible. It's a great decade for films. Rate the Bearded Movie Guy, know what you think. Subscribe and tell your friends. And as always, YouTube safely.
Get away from her, you...
I need an adult! I need an adult!